supposed to be an exciting moment. Instead, it turned into a state calamity.
Yes, we're digging deeper into the pile of that $70,000 mistake of a carpet at the State House. With the team's Brian Crandall got new documents and video of the delivery. Brian?
Gene, Emily, that rug was ordered a couple years ago to change the state seal from the existing rug because in 2020, voters approved a move to drop and Providence plantations from Rhode Island's official name. You're about to see in the video of the rug delivery from early February. It appears within minutes, state officials realized there was a problem. The rollout of the brand new large rug for the governor's stateroom inside Rhode Island's Capitol building. I obtained the February 5th video from a security camera through a records request. Delivery workers smooth out the wrinkles. But within 5 minutes, it seems the error that cannot easily be smoothed over is spotted. The state official in charge of the project walks over and takes a picture of one of the two state seals in the rug. 2 minutes later, more people take pictures. That's followed by a conversation and literal head scratching. About 10 minutes later, one of Governor Dan McKee's top staffers also takes a look and gets on the phone. We now know, as I've previously reported, the seals were wrong. The word plantations was removed from the state name, but not and Providence. Documents and emails I also received from the state do not appear to place blame for the mishap, but a representative of the Boston carpet company the state hired writes in an email a week later he is, quote, very sorry that an issue so easily corrected has been elevated to this scale. He wrote a priority order was placed for 2 new seals from the manufacturer in China. The plan is to cut out the wrong ones and sew in the corrected ones. Following the mistake, the state's documents included a rendering of what the seal should look like. The documents I received, though, do not appear to include a rendering of the new seal in the original order a couple years ago. The order only states remove plantations. The manufacturer in China sent photos of the finished stateroom rug last September, but there's no clear image of the seal. The same company is also making 2 smaller carpets for the State House rotunda. The purchase order for those 2 years ago does include a rendering of the correct new seal. In November, the state official in charge of the rug project showed some frustration in an email to the company over the timeline, writing, "This is taking way too long. I think we have been patient through this whole process." Then, in late January, an email states, "Finally, the stateroom carpet is scheduled to be delivered on February 5th. And now we know that was not the end of the saga. Now, the rug company is making the fix at no charge to the state in the coming months. An email shows that otherwise it would have cost taxpayers about $3,000. I'm Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News.